Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Good morning, dear students, and welcome to our science class. Today is Wednesday, and the date is the 20th of October 2021. We're learning about how do plants reproduce and how they can make new one. First of all, let's revise.
Sorry, I got up, but I just pressed something by wrong.
It's okay. So we took the life cycle of what? Of a seed. The life cycle of a seed, it always starts with a seed. When the seed sprouts and come out, what happens?
The plant grows and be mature.
Okay, so what is the process when a seed sprouts and something goes out? What do we call this process?
Germination and germination.
Germination. And then the plant will grow more and more. When it reaches the full size, we call it?
Maturity.
Yes, maturity. Excellent, excellent. And we arrange them according to the life cycle of the being. Very good. Today we are going to learn about the flower. We are going to learn about the flower. Well, first of all, to start, I want you guys to learn with me what are the parts of the flower. Take a look at this flower. We have outer parts from the out, and we have inner parts, something inside. Can you guess what are the outer parts? What is the outer parts? We're going to put a circle on it. Come on, what are the outer parts? The colorful one? The color.
Pistil and petal.
Okay.
Stem.
Okay, the petal is the outer part. Why? Because you can touch it from the outside. You can see it from the outside. It is colorful. Sometimes you see it red, orange, yellow, blue. We have so many kinds or so many colors of petal. A petal is outside. Also a stem, you can hold it with your hand. It is outer part. So these two are outer parts. What do we call it?
Outer part.
Outer part. These are the outer parts. I'm gonna make it bigger. The outer parts, make it in blue. These are the outer parts, which is the petal and the stem. So the rest, guys, are the inner part. The rest, we call it the inner parts. The inner parts are the anther inside. I'm going to put a square on it. Okay. The anther and the stamen. Also the pistil. Now you know what are the outer parts and what are the inner parts? Who can tell me what are the outer parts of the flower?
The outer parts are petal and stem.
Very good. What about the inner parts, guys? Where are you? Why I can't see you? You're not opening your camera.
Parts are pistil, anther, and stamen.
Okay.
Stamen. It's a pistil, petal, stem, anther, stamen. Stamen.
Okay. Now let me tell you something about them. Do you know a flower can have a female part and a male part?
No.
They are all inside a flower. They are all inside the flower. So the female is only one. I'm gonna put it in pink so you can know. The pestle is the female and the blue one is the male. The male is anther and the stamen. Let's see the anther and the stamen.
Miss, how it can be male and female?
Because it's a
just
flower. It's a flower. That's why it can have a female and a male. This is the anther. The anther always is full of pollen. Do you know the yellow material you see, the yellow powder you see in the flower? The yellow powder in flower is up on the anther. This part. Can you see this part again? I'm gonna circle it. Can you see this part? This part is the anther. Upon the anther, there is pollen. The stamen, the long stick over here or stalk over here, sometimes we call it stalk, okay? The anther, the stamen, holding up the anther, and upon the anther, what do we have? Upon the anther, what do we have? We have yellow powder. What do we call the yellow powder?
Yellow what? Yes, I know. The yellow powder is anther.
Pollen. It is upon the anther. Up on the anther. What do we call it?
Pollen.
Pollen. Okay.
Miss, and my cousin lives in Riyadh and she has this flower. But when I touch this one, when I
Okay.
touch it,
Yes.
it comes something in my hand. Like
This
something.
thing, powdery, something powder. This powder is pollen. This pollen is the one who's responsible of reproduce. Without pollen, a flower cannot reproduce and cannot have another flower. How this process happens? This process happens when the yellow powder goes inside the pestle. Inside, this is the pestle. Can you see the pestle over here? Let me change the color. The pestle, I'm gonna use the color red, okay? This is the pestle over here. When pollen goes inside the pestle, it will go down, down, down to the stalk. And then down here, do you know what do we have? Something looks like a huge bag. This huge bag have so many eggs inside. So
What's the eggs? What do we do with the eggs? And what is the eggs?
I will tell you the eggs are very important because the sperm goes inside the eggs and fertilize this flower so this flower can make a fruit. Do you remember the video yesterday? How does an apple grow from a flower? How does an apple grow from a flower? A sperm comes from the anther, from the male part, goes into the female part through the pestle and inside the egg. When the egg joins with the sperm, they make a fertilized egg. The process name is fertilization. When I say fertilization, what do I mean? Fertilization. What do I mean by fertilization? Fertilization is when the male part gives the sperm to the female part and it goes inside the ovary and join with the egg. When sperm join with the egg, they make a fertilized egg, and this process called fertilization. So I can write under fertilization that it is sperm from male, the boy, and join with egg from the female gives you what? Makes the fertilization and gives you the fertilized egg. Okay, we are going to explain more and we will learn more. Let me put for you another picture of flower. Look at this flower. Can you see this flower?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, very good. This flower can show you the female part, which is this one in green. I'm gonna put a circle on it again.
Page what? Page was full. Oh, okay, okay, this one. Because I was 115.
This is the ovary. Inside the ovary, you have eggs. See? These dots like eggs. Small eggs, dots. Okay? This is the, yes, and this is the pestle. Can you see the pestle?
But sometimes I bring a flower. I thought it's really not huge, but it's a thing of this one, like a little bit a thing.
Okay, you cannot see, Fatima, the female part in a flower. That's why we say it's inner part, because you cannot see it. You cannot see it with your eye. You have to open it. It's inside. Inside a pestle, what do we have? Ovary and eggs. Okay. Then outer part, this is the anther up here, and this is the stamen. Okay?
Okay, Mr. Arnold, I want to say something. One time I bring a big flower, I leave it, but my small cousin, because he don't know, he bring it and cut it until he found the egg and bring it and show it to me. I was sad, but
okay.
I was opening it, the egg, and see what is inside the egg.
Yeah, I don't think you can see the eggs with your own eyes because it's very small and tiny inside. But I think you can see the pestle, ya Fatuma. I think you can see the pestle. Now, the outer part, which is the male part over here, M for male, F for female, okay? The male part gives a sperm to who? It gives a sperm to the female. The sperm goes inside to the egg. When a sperm joins with egg, what is the name of the process?
Miss.
What is the name of the process? When a sperm joins with egg, the name of the process is fertilization. Yes, ya Hala. Hi, Mama.
Miss, I'm sorry I'm late because there was a problem with my internet and it tells me that the class didn't start it.
I'm very sorry. It's okay, Habibi. Now let's see. Over here, I'm explaining to your friends, a flower can have a female part, which is inside, and it has a male part, which is outside, okay?
Okay.
The male part has anther and stamen. The anther gives the sperm to who? To the female, to the pestle. Down to the ovary, give it to the eggs. When they join together, egg and sperm, they make the process fertilization. When egg and sperm join together, they make a fertilized egg. Then this is how a fruit will come out of this ovary. What comes out of this ovary? Fruit. Sometimes apples, sometimes what do we have? Apples, peaches.
This comes from the flower.
Yes, it comes from a flower. Fruits comes from out of a flower. Also orange. All the fruits once upon a time they were flowers. How they become fruits? Because the male part gives a sperm to the egg, and then the egg, what happened to the egg over here, become fertilized, and it grow more and more and to become a fruit. I will show you a video about fertilization. It is really cool. Just try it
Yes,
after we finish.
we want a real one so we could understand
Yeah,
more.
sure. Of course, a real one can be very helpful. We'll do that, definitely. Now, just
Yes.
let's revise. Look at the female. A female, sometimes the flowers do not have both male and female parts in one flower. Sometimes they can be separate. One flower is a male, another flower is a female. Now, how they will grow and make a fruit? Let's see. Over here, this is a female pine cone. It makes the egg, okay? This is a male pine cone and it makes the sperm. We said that the male have the sperm over here. I think the yellow you cannot see. Let me use the red, okay? Now, a male have what? The male have the sperm and the female have the egg cell. Okay, I need to make them join together to make a fertilized egg so they can give us a fruit. How can this happen? Do you know how? Who gives the sperm to the egg?
Two.
Animals, such as the bee. Yes, animals like bees, sometimes insects, sometimes squirrels. A lot of animals can move the sperm from the male part to the female part through
This
air.
question I always wanted to ask my mom.
Yeah.
No, that the one that the animals put it. I want to ask this question for my mom.
Okay.
Like
what's your question?
I wanted to ask, like, when you said that the animals give like what? Give what?
They give the sperm to the egg.
Yeah, I wanted to ask my mom like that, but you already answered.
Yeah. Okay. Very good. I'm very happy that I answered your question. Okay. Over here, let's revise the parts of the plant. Can you remember what is the outer part? What do we have here? This is what? The colorful part. The one that comes in green, yellow, red, orange, huh? What do we call it?
There's in the flower.
Petal.
There's in
A
the
petal,
flowers. Like
excellent.
when
What
you
about this one? The one that holds the flower. Green part holds the flower. What do we call it?
the root.
Not the root. What do we call it?
This one is stem.
It looks like a stick.
Yes,
On a stick.
excellent, excellent. What about the female part? What do we call the female part over here? Okay, I'm gonna help you. Is it the anther or stamen or pestle?
Pestle.
Excellent, the pestle. What about the male part? The male part is from two things. What are they? The one on top, we call it anther or stamen?
Stamen.
The upper, the first
Item.
anther, and what holds the anther is a stamen. Excellent. You can write them down if you want, so you don't forget about them, and then we will continue.
Look, Yes, in the flower, I have a garden in my house. In the flower, when like the stem, I cut it. There it comes like out like a white sticky thing. What is this?
When you cut the flowers from inside or down?
No, from the stem.
Stem
the
down.
sticky one, like
Yes, okay. The white sticky things is the food for the flower, because you know that this is a vascular plant. It has vasculars to move water and nutrients and food through the stem, through vascular to the whole parts of the plant. Okay, girls, even if you did not finish writing, don't worry. You can see it in the record session, or I can send it to you to the email. Okay, Habibi? Very good. Okay, to have a fertilized egg, what do we need? We need the power of pollen. We need living things who can move pollen from the from the male to the female. Who can move pollen? Pollen can move through the wind and sometimes through the water. Sometimes we need animals or insects like butterflies, like bees or some insects. They can take the pollen with them when they are upon the flower. They take the pollen with them on their skin or on their bodies without knowing that when they are upon another flower, they will give the pollen from one to another without knowing it. Okay, I think this is enough for today. I want you to focus on the flower and how fertilization can happen. How about we watch a video for 2 minutes and discuss about it? I think we have only
Yeah.
4 minutes now, so let's watch something about fertilization. Okay, girls? And tomorrow I'm going to take your questions if you have any. All right?
All right.
Okay, I'm gonna stop recording